Hey guys, so the Backrooms movie has been released. It has come out, and as an avid Backrooms fan myself, I'm here to talk about it. But first, if you haven't watched the movie yet, go watch it right now. Go freaking watch it. This review will contain spoilers. I don't know how to do a review without spoilers, honestly, and I would really hate to ruin this movie for someone. If you don't have tickets, someone has already dropped a pirated version on YouTube. I'm not promoting pirating, but you're not pirating it if it's on YouTube because that's public. I think that's how. Just go watch it, okay? But anyways, I've been a Backrooms fan for a very long time, since 2020, only a year after it actually became a thing, because it started existing in 2019. And in that time, I have seen its status go up and up again, and down again, and probably down at least one more time. With the exception of Kane Pixels' work, the Backrooms have really been a bad place recently. Well, I mean, nowadays they're bad, but especially after Kane Pixels actually dropped, with the exception of his stuff, it was fucking terrible. It was garbage, right? So when this movie was announced, written by Kane Pixels, I was very, very, very excited. I heard that it was going to become a thing, but I didn't believe it was going to be real because, what are the odds of that? But then it came out. It was real. And it was pretty freaking good. So let's talk about why it's good. First and foremost, it's a horror movie. It's a rated R horror movie, and I think it does a pretty friggin' good job at that. Without a doubt in my mind whatsoever, this is one of the scariest movies I have ever watched. Now, I do watch a lot of scary movies, but most of the horror comes from jump scare stuff. But this one did not. It was a lot of tension building. Practically the whole movie was tension building up until, I guess, the end. It's really relentless in the tension building. You just couldn't get a break. There was this one part I remember where there was a 10-15 minute pure raw horror scene straight in the middle, scariest part of the movie, and then it ended and you're like, okay, all right, we're winding down a little bit, and then there was a jump scare. And it was just oh my god, dude, give me a break, yeah, I will say as per the horror, the climax of the movie is definitely less scary than the rest of the movie, but we're going to talk about that a little bit later. Because we're going to continue with the good things, like the acting. Our two main characters, Clark and Mary, I'll put them on screen maybe, they're very well fleshed out. I like their characters. Excuse me. Oh my. Okay, it can take some post-viewing analysis is what I've called it here, where after the movie kind of to think about it, to understand their themes and stuff, because at least for me, I was way too scared and tensed up and stuff to really kind of think about anything other than how scary the movie was. But I don't think that's a bad thing at all. At least to me, the Backrooms seem to be an allegory for trauma or depression, or what's wrong with you, not to say those, I mean, those are obviously not nice things, and they're natural, but they are bad, right? And we see the two outcomes with these things. You have Clark, who gives into it, right? He doesn't want to change. Obviously, that's his whole thing, is that he now lives in the Backrooms. That was pretty self-explanatory even from the trailers. But he gives into it. He doesn't want to change, right? That's most definitely, he even says that himself. And then Mary, who does want to change. We see how she destroys the rock on the guy that I'll talk about in a second. But that's her detaching herself from her past, her trauma, which is what we see in the flashbacks. So another thing really good about the horror that I didn't mention earlier is that the movie does a really, really, really good job of blending Kane's style with the found footage. Obviously, there are 2 found footage segments, but also just the way he does stuff with the more theatrical standard way. Obviously, this isn't really a standard movie. The pacing's different. Everything about it is different. It's not quite a standard movie, but it does still have the standard elements. It's not like full on just a video, like one of Kane Pixels' videos, but really long. It's not just that, right? And as for the found footage scenes, those are by far the scariest parts of the movie, of course, as they are Kane's specialty. Especially the one I was talking about earlier in the middle, the really scary part. That is a found footage segment, and it is without a doubt in my mind the scariest part of the movie. And I think, personally speaking, I don't know, that's got to be up there in like scariest parts of a horror movie ever. But I don't know. Now, getting into slightly more spoiler territory, let's talk about the monsters, which are a little bit controversial, but I think they're good. So, in the first part of the movie, in the first, like, I don't know, 2/3 even, really, we don't see the monsters. We hear them, and we see glimpses of them in the dark. Like, in the opening, you do see a monster attack a guy, but he's completely shrouded in darkness. When the monster attacks and kills Bobby, and you see a little bit of it, but like you don't really know what you're looking at, right? And then there was one part where you do see a monster run at Clark, and you can see that it's obviously humanoid and that it's a woman. But that's about it. That's all you can really see, you know? But then when we do see them, we see them all at once, all at the same time, in really, really good lighting. And these monsters are called still lifes. I had to do a lot of research after the movie. Apparently these guys were already named and stuff. I don't know. I have watched all of Kane Pixels stuff, but I was not caught up with the lore. But these monsters, they're called still lives, like I just said. They're creepy. That is most for certain. They obviously tap into the uncanny valley thing, but a lot of people felt they were a little bit goofy, especially the only aggressive one. That's another thing. They were all docile, except for the aggressive one, Pirate Clark. Here he is, and you can see especially him. He was in really, really good lighting, and he did look a little bit goofy at times. But the first time you see him, not just hear of him, but see him, was done really, really well, because you don't really fully see him. You just kind of see like a shot of his face, and then he, kills Clark, and that was really scary. But when he starts chasing, it is a little bit goofy. However, I don't really mind. I know a lot of people said they were goofy, and that we would have rather, but I don't know. I liked the scene. The kitchen scenes where you all see them, and I liked it. I thought they were creepy. I mean, like, look at them. I don't know. I think they're pretty creepy, especially the girl one that may or may not. I think it's pretty much confirmed. It is supposed to be the still life of his wife. About Pirate Clark, I think his design is pretty spooky, especially in the dark. But the biggest thing for me is that when he was chasing Mary, he almost seemed curious, like an animal. Like an animal chasing someone, like more curious than anything, almost like a shark, how they're curious and then they bite humans and stuff. But it didn't really seem malicious almost. And this probably was because, as Clark said, they don't really think or feel, which is why it doesn't seem like a monster or beast hunting its prey, but rather like a mindless, not so effective killing machine, is how I would describe it. And he also limps, and it looks kind of silly, but he also has a peg leg, so I think we should cut him a little bit of slack there. But yeah, that is what I really, really, really liked about the movie. Those are the things that I liked about it. Those are my feelings about the things I liked about it. Excuse me again. But now we can talk about Things I didn't like. The very few things. Okay, there isn't really a lot, and I think all these problems have one solution. Time. I think we really could have used like an extra 30 minutes or maybe even 20 minutes for some specific things that many people, many people, I've heard a lot of people talk about this, were a little bit lacking. You know, I do understand this would have slowed the pacing even more, possibly. And the movie was already non-standard in many aspects. And I also heard a lot of people talking about how the pacing felt really slow was their biggest problem. Personally speaking, it's because of TikTok and the modern world. They cannot handle tension building and immediate stimulation because they're fucking stupid. If it's not obvious enough, I don't agree with them. I found the movie to be very captivating, and I actually was confused when people talked about the pacing, and still am. I guess I don't watch enough movies. I mean, the last two movies I have watched on the big screen have been Iron Lung and The Backrooms, which are two very different, they're different style movies, and I would say their pacing is slower, so maybe that's just, I don't know. But I even wish it was longer, okay? I think the pacing was fine. And if you don't like the pacing, you're a twat. Get off TikTok. Okay, that's kind of mean. That's mean. I take that back, okay? You're allowed to have your opinions. My bad. Now, as for what the extra time could have been used for, I think one of, if not my biggest problems, is that the Backrooms didn't feel that big, that infinite. Obviously, they're infinite, right? In Kane Pixels lore, or big enough to the point where they really, are practically infinite. But they didn't seem like it. They looked really good. They looked amazing, okay? They looked really good. They looked beautiful. I loved the rooms. I especially loved the little trapdoor thingies. They had a lot of those time around. Or not even this time around, but we haven't really seen those before. Oh, we have. But we saw more of them, and I liked them. I liked them a lot. But they didn't feel that big. And the biggest part of this is because the characters, we see Clark go in, right? And he's around the entrance area. And then when we next see him, he has a map. And the map shows us that it's pretty expansive, that it's pretty big, right? And then it keeps going on forever. But then every single other time we go in, it's just more of the starting areas that we've already seen, And it's just, everything seems to be related to Clark's store that we see. The two, well, sort of, but a lot of it is Clark's store. And even the intro, right, which doesn't take place where the rest of the movie takes place, is shown to be close by because of the little seagull, right? So it doesn't quite feel big enough. And I understand another part of this was the timing, pacing could have shown more, but they also probably could have shown a little bit less. Especially when Mary first gets in there and when Clark first gets in there. Not really. When Mary first gets in there, I wish we could have seen maybe some rooms that we haven't actually seen yet, or some new angles that we haven't seen yet, instead of just like the same rooms. Because I understand that she hasn't seen it before. We have, And again, if we had more time, we could have seen how big they really are. Another one of my problems, and this is the biggest complaint from intelligent people that I've heard, is that Clark kind of just goes bonkers really fast. And obviously, we know that he's spent a lot of time in there. I mean, we're not actually explicitly really told, like there's no 2 weeks later thing, but obviously he has. Even like, a month or 2 months that he's spent in there. So we know that the grounds for him to go insane are there, but we don't see it, And we see him run away from the still lives, and then boom, next time we see him, he's completely friendly with all of them. Even the pirate Clark, he is friendly with at some point in time, and then later, obviously not. But it just seems a little bit jarring. It does seem a little bit jarring because we don't really see this stuff happen. Another thing is with Kat's death. We know that she's behind the glass, and then it cuts away. And the next time we see her, she's dead. And I think, here's my little game theory, or film theory, I guess. We see a dead body. I asked about this on the Reddit, and no one answered me. So I don't know. But we do see a dead body in the corner, and I guess it's hers, even though she was right by the entrance. So that's interesting. I don't know, maybe... I don't know, okay? But that's not explained. We don't see anything, and that is definitely the biggest problem. With more time, we could have seen some of these things, maybe him getting more comfortable with them, attempting to communicate with the still lives, and by him, I mean Clark. And exploring more of the Backrooms again, which would have let us see that it's more infinite. So it's just like, it really does suck, because you could have killed a lot of birds, seagulls, with one stone here. Did you guys get that reference? So my last problem was mainly I wanted to see a little bit more async. Async is obviously the company, and I know basically every single one of his episodes on the web series, with the exception of the found footages, are about async, right? So there's enough of them out there. But I would like to see a little bit more, because I was really excited to learn more, because, you know, as Phil says at the end, I just want to know a little bit more about what everything is, and async are really the ones that are going to tell us. We understand, we learned a little bit of major things, but honestly, it's fine that we didn't see a lot of async. I just wish we saw more. I'm sure that as the web series continues, or even the television series, which, considering this movie has made $80 million off a $10 million budget in 3 days, I think it's safe to say that Kane's dreams of a television series are definitely possible. I am sure we'll see a lot of them, so I'm not too worried. I've been waiting for so long. I've been waiting. It's been a year since his last web series thing, and he posted the movie. And oh my god, dude, I just want to see more async. I love them so much. But guys, overall, this movie was pretty freaking good. I'd give it an 8.5 out of 10. Yeah, I'm really excited to see this series continue on the big screens with this television series, or perhaps even a sequel. Maybe I could see it. Maybe. And on the small screens, or large screens, I guess, with the web series. Yeah.
Whoa, what's that?
Fuck, what's that? Hey, can someone let me in?
Hey, get in.
So,
This scientist is fucking us over.
aw,
You
that's
left us
not
in.
nice.
Why?
Later. I'm fucking him later.
Okay.
Get out. Don't worry.
Yes.
Listen, I want this freedom. Get out.
Aim for the,
Get out.
Aim for the head, you goober.
I tried, then you moved.
Hold on, here. Have
Listen,
some more
man.
ammo. All right, try again. Try
Okay,
again.
thank you.
Hide. Oh, use that pistol, actually.
Yeah, I'm sorry for trying to shoot. Uh-oh.
Why is it open? Can they open the door?
What the fuck? Hey, listen, I have a gun. I'm not afraid to use it on you. You think I won't shoot you? You think I won't? Ugh. That's right. Fuck. Anyways, guys, I've never done this really type of video before. I've always wanted to talk on this channel a little bit more. So if you guys enjoyed this new type of video, please let me know, and I'll do more. Or maybe I'll do more anyway. And, as always, guys, thank you for watching.